Hey guys, it's HINA here at Rebalance Physical Therapy in Center City, Philadelphia, as well as on the main lines in Narberth, Pennsylvania. I am an orthopedic and pelvic floor physical therapist that treats in a hands-on, integrated, holistic fashion in order to treat complex orthopedic injuries as well as pelvic floor conditions. So today I want to talk to all of my fellow singers about the connection between singing and your pelvic floor and what might be going on if some of you guys are experiencing incontinence issues, perineal, vaginal, any sort of sensation down there that feels heavy when you sing, or perhaps some of you guys are just stuck in terms of your progress with singing. And I want to show you the connection of what might be happening and what could potentially help for some of you. So first we want to start off with a photo here, and this is a photo that one of my amazing colleagues and teachers, Diane Lee, allowed me to use. So I want to give her credit in her pelvic girdle book for her fifth, I believe it's her fifth copy. But this is a nice representation from her book of basically this inner abdominal canister, what it's called. So basically, if you look at this, this is a side view of kind of a shadow of the rib cage, but underneath you see this red area right over here. And I want to show you what this is. So this top part is representing the diaphragm, okay, which is this whole thing. The front is your abdominals. The bottom is your pelvic floor, and this is the back musculature, okay? Now this canister is a closed system, meaning that anytime there's pressure in this system, it has to basically diffuse other places. So if you kind of think of a balloon, and this is that canister, okay, so this is the diaphragm, here's the pelvic floor, perhaps this is the abdomen. Actually, let's kind of do the side view. This is the diaphragm, here's the pelvic floor, this is the back musculature, and here's your abdominals. So if this is a closed system, you can imagine if I press on this balloon from the top, that pressure, okay, when I hold the bottom of the balloon, that pressure has to go somewhere, okay, in a closed system. So basically I feel the pressure down here. So when you are contracting your diaphragm, as when you're taking a deep inhale in order to sing, what ends up happening is that pressure from the diaphragm contracting, meaning when it contracts and pushes down, has to go somewhere. And where it goes is typically in the front, the back, but really down here into your pelvic floor. So the pelvic floor has to basically stretch or lengthen in order to accommodate that pressure when you are taking an inhale in. Now, if you don't have good length of your pelvic floor muscles, and the pelvic floor is like any other muscle, okay, in the body, it can become tight, it can also be weak, or it can be a combination of the two. But if you do not have good ability to lengthen this pelvic floor because of the pressure of the diaphragm, or vice versa, meaning if when you exhale and this diaphragm can't lengthen, okay, or stretch because this is too weak, then you're going to have this imbalance in this balloon or this abdominal canister, okay? So we're gonna look at kind of a little dynamic picture here, but if you take a look at this photo over here, again, we're looking at the side, right? Here's your diaphragm, here's your pelvic floor area right here. So you can see this little dotted picture over here. When you inhale, your pelvic floor has to lengthen. And when you exhale, this has to go up, and so the pelvic floor has to contract. So basically, when you are breathing in and out, okay, so for some of you singers, when you're really taking in a deep exhale, you're gonna see basically this: inhale, pelvic floor relaxes. Exhale, pelvic floor contracts. So you have this dynamic relationship of this, you know, this up and down kind of pistoning effect into the abdomen. Now, if you have a tight pelvic floor, which can happen because any of these muscles can become tight, then you might not be able to get good length of that pelvic floor. I'm going to show you here. So you won't get that adequate length of the pelvic floor, and that diaphragm might not be able to fully contract all the way down. And then vice versa as well. Perhaps if you have weakness of your pelvic floor, you may not get that full-on exhale if you can't contract that pelvic floor either. So that's where that connection is between the diaphragm and the pelvic floor. And perhaps if you are again, singer, musician that is experiencing any discomfort in and around the perineal area, any issues, any pain issues in the low back, even into the hip, the sacroiliac joint, if you're having pain with intercourse, pain with, for females, again, pain with using a tampon, anything like that, these are indications that the pelvic floor might be tight or might be involved. And if you're finding that this is also affecting your progress with singing or being able to hit the high notes, or you're just feeling a sensation that you can't quite get your finger on, it could be that there could be a connection here that is influencing your ability to sing. Or vice versa, if you're noticing that you're singing or something like that, and then you start developing discomfort over time, or any type of pelvic floor dysfunction in this area, perhaps those two are connected as well. Now remember, I did show you in this photo again that, we're talking about the diaphragm and the pelvic floor here, but there's also the abdominals as well as the low back that influence this canister. So for some of you, who are also having conditions such as low back issues in conjunction with, singing and pelvic floor issues, or perhaps there are separate issues that are happening. Again, low back issues can influence pelvic floor as well as the diaphragm, and then even within the abdomen. So, it's not uncommon for females who have had babies to have disruption in their abdominals. And that abdominal area, if these muscles, and we're not talking about your big six-pack muscles, we're talking about the deepest layer of the abdomen. If that is not stable and functioning right, such as a condition that's known as diastasis recti, this could actually change the way that this canister is working too, which can influence the pelvic floor as well as the diaphragm and your ability to sing. So what can be done about this? So for some of you, it could be as simple as you really just need to learn how to relax that pelvic floor and learn how to, be able to relax that with certain breathing exercises, which we do have other videos on that you can search and find. But many of you might have, you might resonate with this video and say, I do have these other conditions that are going on, and I do have low back issues, and I do have pelvic floor issues, and I didn't make that connection with my singing. Well, some of you guys might need a little bit more in terms of really honing in and treating this area. And this is where a physical therapist that treats in this holistic manner, that really understands pelvic floor conditions, can help you improve your ability to make progress in this area, make progress with singing, with improving any pelvic floor dysfunctional issues that you have. Because looking at this entire area, this abdominal canister, and really figuring out, okay, what's going on in the abdomen, what's going on in the low back, what's going on with your diaphragm, what's going on with your pelvic floor, and what can we do to improve the balance of that balloon, okay, so that everything is functioning much better. And you're not overcompensating and overusing neck musculature when you really should be fully engaging your diaphragm and lengthening your pelvic floor when you sing. So this is where you might need the guidance of a skilled physical therapist that understands these conditions to help you on your way. And again, many of you, when I make these videos, are like, well, what can I do myself? Can you teach me what I can do? Those videos are coming, and I do have a few that are already on our website that you can scroll through. However, some of these conditions, they're not necessarily the easiest fix. Sometimes simple things can be fixed, and I'm sure there's lots of other YouTube videos on pelvic floor and this and that, and you can probably search those, and there's definitely a ton of stuff on the web these days about what you can do to help, and those things can kind of coach you along your way. However, sometimes it's not as easy as saying, oh, just do these things and you'll be fine. Sometimes it really does take more skill and evaluation to really figure out what's going on. So if you find yourself stuck, if this video has resonated with you, then if you live in and around the Philadelphia area and the surrounding suburbs, then you can definitely come see us because these are conditions that we treat all the time. And perhaps if you don't live in this area, you can find someone closer to you that works in this manner. And if you find that you're having trouble finding a physical therapist, then you can reach out to us on our website. It's rebalancept.com. That's REBALANCEPT.com. We have tons of other videos, but we also have a contact form that you can just reach out to us and let us know, hey, I want to find a physical therapist in my area. Do you know of anyone? Now, we know many people in the bigger metropolitan areas. In the littler areas, it's going to be hard to find, but we might be able to at least guide you on the right pathway. So I hope this video was helpful to many of you to understanding that relationship and what additionally might be able to help all of you. And if you find these videos helpful, subscribe to them, let other people know about them. And of course, if you are in this area, come see us. So I hope this was helpful. Have a wonderful day.